This is LOA Recon with Good Vibe Coach Jeanette Ma, where we explore the ins and outs of conscious creation to manifest our favorite dreams come true. Let's have some fun together. Okay, this is my bad mom confession. You might actually be mad at me for this. I accidentally left Harvey locked in the bedroom. He might have been in here for almost 2 hours. Yikesy. Winston and Olive were starting to play. They have so much fun playing. They have so much fun playing, and it gets a little rambunctious, and Harvey doesn't like that. He really doesn't like it when they're zooming all around the house. Mostly it's Olive that zooms. Winston just stands there, and she literally runs circles around him. It is so hilarious, but Harvey is not a big fan of that routine. So he will try to shut that party down. He very effectively shuts that party down when it starts, and I thought it was hilarious. So I put him in another room to let them play, and then I forgot he was there until I just started recording. All right, he's with me now. Okay, welcome and thank you for joining me for a new episode. I got a topic today. Oh boy, this one. I'll start with a story about where it came from. So a while ago, we got an email that our water wasn't drinkable. So I never got a notice like that before. Yeah, they said, do not drink the water. They had some filter system that broke down and they couldn't fix it because of all the snow. They had to wait for the state to test the water to see if it was safe to drink. I got the impression they mostly felt good about it, but they were being very cautious, very conservative. So anyway, I didn't drink water. And, but guess what? And then the state did eventually test it. 4 days. I say eventually, like it was so long. It was a couple days though. They said, yeah, you're cool. Okay. But you know what? That vibration got activated, got activated in the community. So even after they got that, resolved, I don't know that I don't know if they fixed the filtering system or if they just decided the water was good enough. You could still drink it with that. I don't know for sure. But a couple days after that, we got another email. This is from a different water system that said, oh, their pump totally failed. There are 2 different water systems on this mountain, and I'm pretty sure I know which one I'm on. I'm pretty sure I know which one I'm on, but I read their email, that one very carefully, going, do I need to know this? I think it just got, distributed widely to people who weren't affected. At least that's what I decided. But someone posted in our group saying, what does this mean for us? What does this mean for us? I understood her question. I had decided it doesn't mean anything to me. It doesn't mean anything to me. But, some people might be thinking, look, does this mean something to me? Does this mean our systems are at risk? Does this mean we can't count on consistent access to healthy water? Does this mean we need someone new in charge? Does it mean things are going to get even worse when we've got more people drawing down water supplies? What does this mean for us? It's a legit question. Okay, and then it came up again. Oh, and I had the most hilarious time last night. Okay, it's actually yesterday. My business manager, Laura Bastian, sent me a link to a website that does headshots with AI, artificial intelligence. So you submit a couple photos and they create, oh my word. Because look, I have been needing new headshots. It's been since, I don't like mine to get more than like 5 years old. So in 2019, mine was 5 years old. And I was like, you for sure got to do it in 2020. Then ta-da, pandemic. No one's going anywhere or doing anything. So I didn't. And I hate posing for photos. Oh my gosh, it is so not my joy. So here it is, 2023. I still have an old headshot. So she sent me like, okay, you got no excuses now. So I did it. I submitted photos. Oh my word. What came back was so hilarious and creepy. I laughed so hard, I almost peed my pants. It was hilarious. Oh my gosh. It was really funny. Okay. So I shared some of the photos. The website was, if anyone's wondering, tryitonai.com. Tryitonai.com. $17. I got like 100 photos. They were hilarious. All right, I posted a few on my Facebook page making fun, and then a professional photographer commented. He said, "What does this mean for his industry? What does this mean for him?" He said, "Does this mean early retirement?" Actually, I think he said, I have to remember because he deleted his comment after I said, look, to me, because I wondered the same thing. I was like, wow, what does this mean? Because I don't have to, I probably still will, but I don't have to. I don't have to go to the whole, do hair and makeup and go to a professional studio for headshots. I think it's legit optional. Anyway, I wondered what that meant as well. So his question, I answered. I said, I asked him if he was a conscious creator. And I said, because if you are, this sure, to me, looks like a chance to you could spin this into gold, because after seeing my AI photos, I was like, yeah, okay, Jeanette, you're going to need to actually go to a professional to have a real life shoot done. And when he commented, I actually looked him up to see, oh my gosh, is this guy local? Maybe this is Universe saying, ta-da, here you go, Jeanette. But his question, what does this mean for us? Legit question. Okay, there's another situation when our neighborhood had 2 roof collapses this week. Ooh. To just one at the illegal Airbnb down the road from me, their barn roof collapsed. That's what their recreation area was. They actually have room in there for people to be sleeping. Luckily, no one was at the time. But there was a house just around the corner from me that it was her main house. The roof just collapsed. Wow. From the weight of snow. So look, what does this mean for us? Okay, my answer was, wow, we made it, because we just finished what I think was probably the last worst storm of the year, and our temperatures are going up this week. So I think we're in the clear. I'm like, ta-da, my roof made it. Ta-da. Chad came to a different conclusion because he went up to go see he went up to go investigate what was happening in the neighborhood, and he came back and he was like, every house has a ladder leaning up against it, like everyone's on their roofs removing snow. So he got on my roof and started removing snow. That was a fun picture to post too. It was a lot of snow. Wow, it was a lot of snow. I was really glad he was doing it. But yeah, his conclusion was, he saw all the ladders in the neighborhood. His conclusion was, everyone was saying, to the roofs. That guy cracks me up. It's a legit question. What does this mean for us? Chad came to a different conclusion than I did. Look, and we, as conscious creators, we know there isn't one right answer that we have to suss out and all the rest are wrong. No, it isn't one right and a bunch of wrong answers. Rather, there's preferred and there's not preferred answers. They're all available to us. What do you want it to mean for you? There isn't just one right conclusion to come to. What I would say to the photographer, it means something good is coming for you. And it'll be that when you choose that. There was another chance. Oh, so yeah, the wildlife rehabbers. Oh my gosh, we have a really, really good wildlife rehab center up here. It's just, maybe like 15, 20 minutes from my house. They get a lot of deliveries from all over the state. I think we really only have 2 centers in the state, it seems like to me. I could be wrong. But it's kind of tricky to be certified to, handle wildlife animals, so it's not everyone does it. Anyway, we've got one up here locally. They got a notice of eviction from the county, and it was a really short notice. They sent out an email saying, their subject line of it, not all surprises are good. And they said that they had to be out, I think it was like by the end of the month. It was a ridiculously short time frame. And they said, can you feel me pause? Yeah, it feels a little tender in this part. They said thousands of animals will die if they don't get an extension on their deadline to vacate. Well, that didn't feel good. And that's one answer. What this means for us. There are other answers available. What's another one? You know the one I went to. After I did what they said, please write, there's one mayor who can, the only person who has the power to change this decision. Please write him. Da-da-da. Well, I did what they asked. And then I said to myself, do your thing, girl. Because Muggle action isn't going to get you anywhere if you're doing it with resistance instead of alignment. So I got aligned, and I decided that what it meant was something really good is about to happen. You know who taught me that, right? The massage therapist. That blog post is called The Time I Got Schooled About Allowing. You know that story. I've told it enough times. I won't tell it again. But that girl taught me how to come to a better conclusion. Because there she was, getting fired, no income, no money saved up. And she decided, something really good must be getting ready to happen. What a rock star. So I did that with the rehabbers' eviction. I decided things are about to get even better for them. Even better for them. Wow. I got goosebumps at that thought. Oh, Source likes that one. Yeah. And we're having this apocalyptic winter. More snow than ever recorded in the 70-plus years they've been taking measurements. I've asked, what does this mean? What does this mean? Does it mean, is this climate change? Does this mean next year is going to be mild? Because that's what happened when we had a really severe snow. My first year up here, the next one was so mild it was scary. Does that mean is this the new normal? Do we need to plan on this every year? Does this mean I'm missing spring? Did I skip? Are we going straight to summer? Did I miss a planting season? Does it mean the wild animals are in trouble? Or might it mean something else? Maybe it means universe said to me, because look, I had, after we've been in a drought for a while, I have a manifesting card on abundant water. You know about I've mentioned those index cards to you, right? I learned this from Jack Canfield when he said, write down 30 to 40 things that you want, a different one on every card, and flip through those cards. Spend 15 seconds visioning each one. Do it morning and night. I don't do it morning and night. I don't do it for 15 seconds. I maybe do it once or twice a week, and I don't spend 15 seconds on it. But so many of those cards are manifesting. And this is one of them, abundant water. We have so much water for this year. So much water. Yeah, they're already like, y'all plan for some flooding. They've been doing sandbag stations for weeks now, trying to help us get ahead of it. What does it mean? What does it mean? We get to decide. We conscious creators get to decide because we know how this works. Oh, there was a mama dog. Dang. I saw a Facebook post. Urgent. Need a foster right now. This pregnant mom, a dog at the shelter, giving birth right now. There's a picture of one puppy. It's happening right now. They need Oh, I answered. I said I could do it. I didn't even know where it was. Oh, it turns out it's at my local shelter. Even better. The rescue group who had called for a foster, I had never worked with them before. She said, call me. I called her. We chatted. I was excited to work with her. I've always wanted to. They seem like they do really good work. And I talked to the shelter, my contact at the shelter, and she said, yeah, Mom is still having them, 4 and counting. And I said, when do you want me to come? And she said, let's let her finish having him first. She's really nervous. She kind of nipped at her. I was like, okay, well, I'll be there. Let me know when. And then some other rescue group got him. And I was both kind of relieved, but also, can you hear Harvey snoring? I was kind of relieved and also kind of disappointed. I was more disappointed than relieved, which tells me I got puppies in my vortex. Because, anyway, I mean, it's a lot to have puppies. It's a lot. Could you feel my smile, though? I could still have joy. I can still have the joy even though they aren't mine. I know what it's like. Oh my gosh, it is so much fun. And it is also so much work. It is so much work. Oh my gosh, so much work. But so fun. And Chad said he would do it with me. Oh my word, I was so excited. So I was like, I didn't get him. What did it mean that they picked someone else? And they picked a different rescue group. Okay, so I don't have to take it personally. It's not like the same rescue group picked a different foster mom, but I told everyone straight up. I said, here's my gig. I outlined for them what the gig was, what I had available for this dog and her puppies, what I could do, what I couldn't do. And I said, if you find a better foster, I get it, by all means, choose what's best for the dog, So I basically said, I won't take it personally if I don't get these puppies, but I really wanted those puppies. And the mom, and what was I saying? Just all about the puppies. So it wasn't like the rescue group picked a different foster mom. A different rescue group got him. Even after we had made it was like, okay, it's us. We're on. Woohoo! I told Chad, he was at Costco. I'm like, pick up puppy pads. And then they picked someone else. What does that mean? I could make it mean that they don't trust me, that they don't know me, that they didn't want me, that I'm too big a pain to work with. I could make it mean some of that, or I could do something else with it. What does it mean for us? We get to decide. So whatever you've got going on in your world, whether you're not hearing back from the dating prospects, or whether you're gaining weight or losing weight, or you're not getting sales, or you're spending more money than is coming in, or you're not getting invited to the party, or your doctor wants to do more tests, or whatever's going on, as you answer the question, what does it mean? Let's make sure we're coming to good conclusions, or at least being open about letting it mean something good. You know what? I learned this in Landmark so many years ago. The instructor said, I forget his name. He was such a good instructor. How could I forget? Bob someone. He said, life is meaningless and it has no meaning that it's meaningless, or something like that. He said, we're meaning-making machines. And when we realize that we're making all of this up, it gives us a chance to choose something better. I read an article by, it was on Thought Catalog, Heidi, I think her last name was Preby. It was something about life is meaningless. Here's a quote. I wrote it down. I liked it so much. Life is meaningless, which makes it so infinitely beautiful. Because if everything ultimately means nothing, then we get to decide what means everything. I love remembering our freedom to choose this for ourselves, to come to our own conclusions. In fact, that's one of the things we study in my Master's Circle of Creation at Good Vibe University, coming to good conclusions, or at least staying open by avoiding the negative ones. And if my photographer is listening to this, if my Facebook photographer friend is listening to this, and I don't know if he is because he deleted my comment asking if he was a conscious creator, but to anyone who could relate to his question, what does this mean? If you read my answer and think, well, that's flippant of her, it's easy for her to say it's not her livelihood on the line. Well, I can tell you that it has been once upon a time when Mike Dooley opened up his membership site, or when I've had colleague coaches who've also decided they're doing membership sites. That's multiple times in the past. This has been my question. What does it mean? And each time, well, my first thought was, this isn't good. But my second thought was better than that first gremlin thought. My second thought was, because I know better than to let those gremlins steer the ship. I'm in charge here. I decide what it means. So I decided it was good for all of us. It's good for all of us. The more, the merrier. It's like the car dealers all on the same street. It's good business for all of us. And if I didn't decide that, then I don't deserve the leadership position I'm in here. At least that's my take on it. We each get to have our own takes on it. We get to decide for ourselves. There's not one right answer. And, I'm pretty good at this when it comes to business because, well, hello, I'm a rising Capricorn. That's not up for debate. This work. Yeah, I learned this vibration very early on, the vibration of brilliant coach and high demand and plenty of perfect clients. But in other areas of life, I'm still getting practice. Oh, hello, you've been hearing all about that. Guess what? Yet another update on the horses. I won't make it long. I could keep it short. You'd be so proud of me if you saw what I'm so proud of me. I'm getting the hang of this with the horses. I'm doing so well with it so I got an update that the colt sliced his knee open again. He already did damage anyway. He sliced the same knee open when he was being transported. And guess where I went with it? I'm such a rock star. I went, it's a sign. Remember my blog post? It's the guest post. It's a sign. It's a sign that his perfect happily ever after is happening. And I can even imagine how that's true. I can imagine those dots connecting to make that. But I don't even have to see how. All I have to do is hold the vibration of a happy ending, and then we're home free. Isn't that so fun to remember? I love it when I'm getting the hang of this in the areas where I haven't been rocking it. Here's to rocking it where it counts for us. So, yeah, I mean, we're all getting plenty of practice, right? I am in romance, friendships, neighborhood development. I'm getting better at this, getting better at it every day. And you are too, right? You are too, right? Of course we are. At least that's the conclusion I like for us. So I guess what I'm saying here is this episode is just about checking the quality of your conclusions and your assumptions. And, just take a look. Do you default to friendly stories or do you lean more towards the dark and ominous versions? If you notice you've got room for improvement in the stories you're telling, these stories matter because we live into the stories that we tell. That's where our whole life comes from. What stories are we telling? It's worth remembering that it's never too late to start cultivating a friendlier version of a story. It just takes a little bit of focus, a little intentional practice, and pretty soon, after enough repetition, you're going to have a whole new momentum going, a whole new vibrational wavelength activated. That changes everything. Okay. I hope I made some sense here today. I hope you got some inspiration from it. Thanks for listening, everyone, and happy manifesting.